intro, actually. All right, from the Suez Fairfax City, we are very grateful that Alan Morse accepted the invitation to our show. Alan, welcome to my humble podcast.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
No problem.
Happy to be
Alan,
here.
sure, same thing. Let's go back to the beginning of your life. But people don't know, were you born like in a musical family? I mean, how old were you when you perhaps began taking guitar lesson or piano lesson back in the day?
Oh gosh, yeah. Well, yeah, I grew up in a musical family very much. So, my dad was uh, a music teacher and a voice teacher and played the trombone, and his whole family was musical, and he brought us up that way. And so it's not too surprising we end up doing this kind of stuff.
Got it. You remember the first band they were in when you were in high school? Probably 14, 15 years old, I imagine.
Yeah, like 12 or 13. I
Yeah,
started a band with my two brothers,
yeah.
Neal and Richard, and I think I started off. I was playing bass originally, and Neal was playing guitar. Richard was playing drums, and we did like one of our first gigs was we opened for Bill Withers at a political rally, and Bill Withers. I mean, that guy's amazing,
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we play. I think all we did was play Black Sabbath covers at the time.
Good.
Well, we had
Yeah.
a lot of spirit.
Okay, I got it. I understand. And of
Black
course,
Sabbath and Bill Withers, perfect, right? Perfect combination.
exactly, perfect combination. My understanding is that you, as a child, you participated in your father's voice choir,
Oh
performing
yeah,
operas, and even I think you end up appearing on television at the time, right?
a couple of times. Yeah, we did some stuff, and yeah, that was wild. The other day I heard the radio was playing, and they played part of an opera that I had sung in, that we sang in when we were kids, La Boheme, and that came on, and I had not heard that piece of music since for like, I don't know, 30 or 40 years. And I knew it immediately, and I knew all the words and could sing right along with it. It was just, it's just burned in there somewhere. But it really blew my mind. I was like, oh my God, I know this music. What is this? And
Sure.
yeah, it was pretty insane.
Good for you. I think my understanding is that you, of course, your primary influences drew from progressive rock band, but I think you saw Yes an opening for Black Sabbath when you were, I think, 12 years old. Do you have any memory of the stuff?
Oh, sure. I remember that gig. Yeah. It was Black Sabbath and Grand Funk Railroad and Yes. And yeah, it was pretty insane. I mean, it was super loud. I mean, Grand Funk and Black Sabbath were so loud. But Yes really blew me away because they came out, and like Steve Howe was playing a pedal steel and stuff. I didn't even know what that was at the time. And they were doing Heart of the Sunrise, da, 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 shoo, 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 doing all this stuff. I'm like, what is that thing? What's going on? It was pretty amazing. Yeah. Then, that was quite a gig at the Forum in LA. Yeah. As I recall, a long time ago.
So eventually you finished high school. Any pressure for your parents about, hey, forget about music, you're not going to make any money, become an engineer, lawyer, doctor, do music on the side so you can get married for a family, or you kind of were free to choose your
Well,
own path?
they always supported us in our music, but I think they always wanted us to have something to fall back on.
Yeah.
And so, of course, so I took that to heart, and I, went to engineering school and
No.
got an electrical engineering degree, but I was always playing bands at the same time, all through
Yeah.
school and everything. Yeah. It was pretty hard to do both at the same time, but I did it anyway because, yeah. Anyway,
Engineering is very difficult, man. You got to study a lot,
yeah,
math, physics, and especially double E.
yes,
It's very
a lot of
complicated.
math. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
signal
remember like
analysis.
I'm doing my like physics homework backstage at clubs in Hollywood in between sets, and the other band is playing, and I'm just trying to do my homework.
Wow.
It was crazy.
Good for you. And of course, at the time you were in the 70s, you were playing local gigs, obscure bands, session work for
Yeah,
film and commercial.
weird
Uh,
stuff. Yeah,
yeah,
whatever I
trying
could get.
to make a little bit of money. And you
I
might
was
take your
in, I
girlfriend
don't
out when you were
know.
going to school, right? So,
Right, I must have been in 100 bands back then. I mean, at different times, just go through different things, and I mean, sometimes you just like, walk up on the stage and meet the other guys, and okay, well, what key, and off you go. I mean, you meet them for the first time and then just start playing. But some of it was like that, and some of it was a lot more intense, of course. A lot of rehearsing and costumes and all kinds of crazy stuff.
any of the band became famous down the road, or if
Oh, not really. I mean,
uh,
I played with some people that had some success, but uh, not so much really. For nothing ever really quite took off. Had some fun though. It was a good time.
I got you. And of course, you have a degree in electrical engineering, and you own your
Yeah.
own electronic manufacturer company, Dynametrics, right?
Mm,
Is that correct? Yeah. How you manage
that's right.
how do you manage to do both at the same time, and
Well,
what was the motivation for you to open a company to begin with? So,
I had to make a living, so that's and so I got out of engineering school and I started doing jobs and stuff, and then designing stuff for different people, and I don't know, one thing led to another. I ended up buying this business from the guys that I was working for, and so that worked out really well. I mean, and invented some things and had some patents and stuff on some things that were pretty successful, and it is a good living. It beats the heck out of trying to make money in the music business.
yeah, and you still run the business. The business still exists, and yeah,
Oh yeah, we're still doing it. There's honestly not as much left of it as there used to be, much bigger, but we're still hanging in there.
yeah.
And I just run it out of my garage now, pretty much.
Aye, good for you, man. Of course.
Yeah.
Good for you, man. And I believe that you end up in particular reason when it's unusual for a rock guitar player to does not use a pick. Uh,
Oh,
yeah, yeah. Feel free to know for people. I'm not a musician. The people that listen to what the main difference between using one and not using one? Are you more comfortable, or a lot of people don't use picks. A lot of people use or that. What?
well, most guys do, of course. So there's some notable exceptions,
Yeah.
and like Jeff Beck and Mike Lindsey Buckingham. I don't think he uses a pick most of the time. But yeah, I just started doing it that way, and it just seemed more natural to me. It made a lot more sense. I was already playing bass, and I was playing bass finger style, like this. So I already had some ability that way, and I didn't want to have to start all over. So I started doing it like that. And now I kind of do it like this most of the time. I play like this with my finger and my other fingers too sometimes, but that's the main thing. Which is weird. Like Jeff Beck, he used to play mostly with his thumb. And I remember seeing him doing that and just blew my mind. I didn't know what the heck. That was crazy. How could you sound like he does and do that? But he did it. He was a man. I saw him a few times.
He was unbelievable. The guy was out
Yeah.
of this world.
Yeah,
I
he was
mean,
crazy.
there's like the Michael Jordan of the basketball, right? They are great people, but there are people that are superhuman, and the guy was another
Yeah,
guy.
he was one of those ones, yeah, for me for sure. Because I mean, he was somebody that you instantly could recognize who it was. You just go, oh, it's got to be Jeff Beck. Nobody else would do that.
Yeah.
And he just has such a unique sound and a just soul. And yeah, he's a man. He was great.
Were you buying a lot of music at the time? Records, I imagine back in the day you have
I
what
don't
kind
know.
of
I
stuff
never
you were
bought a
listening to?
lot. I never bought a lot of music when I was younger. I didn't have any money, so I did buy a few things, but not a lot. And yeah, it was, but I always, listened to the Beatles and all that stuff back in the day, and then up through all the hard rock bands, and we were really into like Black Sabbath and Grand Funk and I don't know, Frank Zappa and all kinds of stuff, everything back in the day.
Yeah, Frank
And of
Zappa is
course, all
another.
the prog stuff. What's that?
Yeah, Frank Zappa, another character, another guy.
Oh, yeah. What a wild man, huh? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He was crazy. And I loved his guitar style and it was
Mm.
very influential. Yeah.
I heard that he was very, very strict with all his band members. I mean, to play with him, you needed to be not only good,
Yeah.
but he was very strict in everything.
Yeah. He had very high standards, I'm sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
And he had his pick of a lot of really good people and launched
yeah,
a bunch of careers. A lot of people got started playing in his band,
yeah,
or went through the band at some point.
yeah. Like it was like an internship for a lot of people. I suppose.
Kind of, yeah, yeah. Lots of
Yeah.
people. Had some amazing people in his band over the years.
Got it, got it, perfect. And did you end up, forming the band Spock's Beer in 1992 with your brother Neil, of course, and with John and Nick DiVirgilio, all right? What's the main motivation to form that band, and what early memory? How difficult was for you guys at the time to form a band and try to get some gigs and trying to get a
Yeah,
record deal?
yeah. Well, like I said, I've been in a bunch of bands, and I was kind of tired of it actually at that point. And Neil said, "Hey, let's start a band, and we'll do this kind of stuff." And I'm like, "Oh God, you want to start another band? Really?" Yeah. But I don't know. I was listening to it one day. I was driving to work, and I just went, "Yeah, this is great, man. Let's do this. This is cool." I mean, we thought, we didn't think there was any chance of being like successful at all with it because, we didn't, nobody was listening to that kind of music in those days. It was all new wave or I don't know what the heck people were doing in those days, but maybe grunge or something, I guess, at that point. Yeah, it was past new wave, but, you know, nobody was doing prog rock. It was kind of, so we just did it just because, well, we don't care. We want to do it anyway. So, and here we
Yeah.
are.
And the first album, I think, is called The Lights, right?
Yeah,
1994,
for Spock's
1995,
Beard. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It was a small prog label this time, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We first came out on Symphonic, I think, with Greg Walker. And yeah, he was great. He was really cool. And we went on from there. We ended up with a few different labels,
Yeah,
Inside Out, and Metal Blade for a while, and different
right.
ones.
And I listened to a lot of, Spock's their and albums, and that one resonated with me a lot. The Light, and the other one is the fifth album called Fifth.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a
yeah,
very, very good album, man. What
yeah.
label
Thanks.
did you
Yeah,
have for that one? And I think in the Prog magazine create like a list of the top 20 albums from the
all
80s,
right.
90s, or 2000, whatever, and you guys
Oh,
were there as well. So
oh, cool. Huh? Yeah. Well, it was interesting times in the very beginning, and it was wow, this is actually happening, and we're actually doing this as well. Um, and things were kind of growing. We're doing pretty good, and yeah, I agree with you. V or five it's a really solid record. That one and 10, and there's a bunch of them, but
yeah,
yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was pretty exciting, and seemed like we were getting some traction and stuff. And And I'm, making some good records. I think that stuff still holds up, man. When I hear it, I'm like, yeah, this is awesome,
Absolutely. Were
Sometimes I
you
forget what's on there, I go, oh
sure?
yeah, this is cool.
Were you guys were
Anyway,
able to make like a decent living at the time, or still struggling?
no, I wasn't making that much money, honestly.
Just
But we were
survival
having a good
level.
time. We were having a good time. I was working my business. I still had my business all through all that stuff.
I see.
I was running it. I wasn't always in charge, but when I first started out, I would take, my vacation and go on tour. But I was working a full-time day job all through all that stuff.
Yeah. Wow.
It was
Stuff.
pretty crazy.
Yeah, but you did it right. Good for you, man.
Yeah, I'd work all day. I'd work an 8-hour day at work, and then I'd go drive to the studio and mix records, or record until like 2 in the morning, go home and sleep, and get up and do it again just day after day. I was pretty sleep deprived.
With a
Back
lot
in
of
those,
coffee, I imagine. Drinking a
yeah,
lot
it
of
was
coffee.
crazy. Yeah, slept on a lot of studio couches,
Yeah.
but
Were you producing for other people at the time, or just your own
just our own stuff. I didn't really
your own
produce
stuff?
anybody
Yeah.
else. Yeah, but
Right.
took a lot of time making those records. It was pretty labor intensive.
Oh, you're right. And then, of course, unfortunately, or I don't know. In general terms, your brother ended up living in 202, right?
Something
And
like that,
then
yeah, around in there.
how
Yeah.
how how difficult? In general term, I imagine that he wanted to do his own thing, like any musician, right, and go different ways. And how difficult was
Yeah.
you guys to keep the band together and
That
hire
was
other
really
people?
really tough. At first I thought, oh well, then that's it, we're done. But then I thought, oh well, we got, everybody else is still into it and they're good, and so we were able to pull it together and keep going, and so it was great. I mean, it wasn't great the whole thing, but it turned out okay. And we still made a bunch of good records after that too.
That's correct. Yeah, and of course, your brother and you helped him out. Your brother helped you out in other albums and so. Yeah, still, stuff. The
Yeah,
brothers, so.
we have, and there's we co-wrote and a couple of songs on my new solo record, So Many Words, coming out. Yeah, he co-wrote a couple of songs with me, and we sing lead together, and it came out pretty cool. And I think I'm really proud of it. I think it's awesome.
Good for you, man. Another great album in 2007, you end up releasing your first solo album, 4 O'Clock and Hysteria.
Hmm.
It's a very, very good album, man.
No, yeah,
And it's
thanks.
very difficult to get to begin with.
Yeah,
I,
it's kind of
I,
just a little
I'm quite
obscure.
sure that I'm not the only person asking you that, re-release the album and,
Oh
put
wow,
it on
gosh.
in Bandcamp or eBay or one of these platforms.
Oh
It's a
yeah,
very
that's
good
right.
album, man.
Yeah, I think it's great. It's yeah, I still listen to it every once in a while, and I think it holds up. I mean, the new album is very different. On this
Yeah.
new one, I sing, and it's much more like that. But the first one was just all instrumentals. But I love it. I think it's awesome.
Yeah. That that always remind me a little bit of that you mentioned Jeff Beck and Steve
Mm.
Vai and of course Jerry Goodman. Uh,
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, he played on the record and stuff, so he was awesome.
yeah, like
That was super fun.
remind me of Return to Forever or Macavishno Orchestra or
Yeah, right.
at the
Love
beginning
that stuff.
when I the first time I listened to album, I thought, man, this sounds like a Jean-Luc Ponty. So I check it out. Oh, it's somebody else.
Yeah,
And
yeah. It's similar.
it's a
Jerry was great, man. He was so much
yeah,
fun. It was a blast. He came out here to my place and just recorded a bunch of stuff, and
yeah.
I was just laughing the whole time because I was so happy. It's just like I couldn't believe the
Okay.
stuff he was doing.
Yeah.
I just kept saying, doing something crazier, do something crazier, and it kept crazier and crazier. I'm like, oh, this is great.
In terms of sales, did the album did okay or?
Yeah, it did pretty well. I don't actually know the total amount, but I did pretty well, I think. We sold a
Enough.
few.
Yeah.
Enough,
Enough to
yeah, it
buy
was worth
pizza and beer and
enough.
gas
It
for
was
the
worth
car.
doing, and it pays the expenses. But
Okay.
it was fun. I had a good time doing it,
Yeah.
and of course, my brother helped me. He co-produced it with me and stuff, so that was fun.
Yeah. Any way to re-release that album and then I don't know, a small batch of 500. I don't know if it's
I
in vinyl to begin
suppose.
with. I see. I have
I
the
don't think we never did vinyl on that one.
no. I didn't.
That'd be cool. I
I will
love
buy it.
vinyl.
I will be the first one
Okay.
to get 5 copies. I will get 5 copies, give it to my friends
All
because
right. Sounds
it's a
great.
very good
Yeah.
album. I'm joking,
I
but
might
I'm serious on it. It's
I might take you up on that.
yeah, and because at the beginning, I like jazz fusion. I like a lot of stuff, but I
Yeah.
couldn't hardly believe that I was here. I said, where did this stuff come from? I didn't know at the time. We're talking about 15 years ago. Who you
Yeah.
were and your brother and so forth. And when I got the
Okay.
album, I said, well, check it out. And I buy it. And I said, man, it's very, very good, man.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah.
I'm glad.
It's pretty much more of a fusion record than this
But
new
correct.
one.
Yeah.
This new one, I don't know if it's really prog or it has some prog stuff to it, but it's just rock. It's with prog aspects, I guess you'd say,
Hmm.
and some traditional instruments, like bouzouki and mandolin and that kind of stuff.
My understanding, you play a lot of instruments, right? Is that correct? You're very humble, but
Well,
what you do?
well, I play guitar pretty well, and I play a lot of other instruments not so well, but well enough. I have a lot of fun. I play a cello solo on this new album that I think is pretty cool, and there's some like I said, bouzouki and stuff like that, and sitar, and it's. I like to play with a lot of different instruments. And cello, there's a lot of cello. I played a lot of cello on this one.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And then, of course, during the 2010, you were involved in several, side project, progressive rock festival, one-off sessions, and um, feel free to walk me through that period. And then, uh, what what session were you? What festival?
Oh gosh,
Were
well,
you involved?
we did a lot of different stuff back in the day. I mean,
Yeah,
played a lot of festivals in Europe mostly, and
yeah.
that some of my favorite gigs were some of those festivals. Like what's that one? There's one in Holland. I think is it Boss Pop or something like that. And then we played High Voltage in London and Sweden Rock, and those are fun because you get to go see some of the other bands, and some of them will be like your heroes.
Mm.
Like I mean, when you're opening for like Kansas or Edgar Winter or Satriani or something. I mean, that's pretty cool. It's just to go see the other bands and get to hang out with those guys and maybe talk to them some. It's really fun.
So certainly, you have a big following in Spock Bear has a lot of following in Europe, right? Um,
Well, it's more so
More
than
so than in
America.
America. Is that correct? Or no?
Yeah, I think so. Well, plus it's easier to tour there because it's more compact. The U.S. is so spread out.
Yeah. You rent a van, you arrive in Spain, you go to Italy, you go to France, you go to Germany, and yeah,
Kind of like that. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Hopefully you can get a tour bus if you can afford it, and that makes things nicer.
that's right. Yeah, and you cannot sleep in a car anymore, man. You're too old for that. Plus, you're a business owner, man. You have done okay in your life, man. I can't do that anymore, man. No, my
I
wife
don't
says that
mind.
I have expensive taste. So
Yeah, right. I don't ask for much, but just a decent bed and a hot shower, and I'm good.
and a lot of coffee during the day, man. Right?
A lot of
Uh,
coffee.
yeah, yeah. You mentioned you played the Morse Fest in 2014 also.
Oh
That
yeah,
was
we did that. That was fun.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that
That
was
we played. played snow, a lot of snow, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was great. I mean, so many good musicians, and it's just fun to hang out with everybody.
gotcha. Of course, the latest album with your regular band, Spock's Bear, the Archaeoptimist, if I put it correctly,
Uh-huh.
is for 14 album. And of
Uh-huh.
course, you have a new drummer with Nick and
Nick
Michael,
Potters,
great
yeah,
band, and so forth. It's the first album after 7 years or so, right? So
I
why took you so
guess.
long? It became easy for me to say, right?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, we just went through a lot of changes. Of course, part of that was COVID, and that nobody did anything for a couple of years there, and at least I didn't. I don't know. And life goes on. Things, time passes, and I was working on my solo record even then, and so I was kind of busy doing that, and and running my business and all these other things. But yeah, I don't know. It just kind of got away from us, I guess.
Yeah, that album, the latest album, right? It kind of grows on you, at least to me, right? I
Yeah,
didn't.
good.
I listened to it probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 times,
Uh-huh.
and in the car, at home, and then I go deeper. Sometimes I listen to the same song, and I try to. I'm an engineer like you, so I need to analyze stuff, right? How that piece was
Right.
composed. I play the track again, and it grows on you. It's like a
Uh-huh.
it's like a cake with a lot of different layers. That was very, very good album, man.
Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, thanks. I mean, there's a lot there. And yeah, it's a cool record.
That is very good.
I'm
Uh,
pretty happy with it.
of course, you're going to be touring. Couple, you start in a couple of weeks. You will do a couple warm-up shows in San Pedro, California, and then you go to Europe from
Hmm.
February the 6th to the 14th, like, I don't know, 10 days or so, right?
Yeah, uh-huh.
S-
Quick tour.
So why not? What about not coming to, coming here to the East Coast, man? Boston, DC, New York. There's a lot of people that follow that kind of music.
I wouldn't mind, man, because we haven't played out there in a long time. I mean, it's fun. I like it out there, yeah, but I don't know. It could happen. Maybe. I don't know. Like I say, it's hard to put things together here in the U.S., but I wouldn't mind doing an East Coast run. I like it out there.
It's difficult, for example, to book gigs out there. Out here, it's harder than do it in where you live in Los Angeles or around that area.
It's harder for us anyway, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, we have more. Well, like I say, I think we're more popular in Europe,
yeah.
and we have more. We have an agent and stuff like that. And the labels out there and stuff. So
Hmm.
makes it easier.
Yeah. Yeah, you have, you know, uh, I don't need to tell you that, but I'm 15 minutes from DC and 20 minutes from Maryland, and there's a lot of great venues here.
Yeah,
The income per capita here is higher, and then, uh, many venues, a lot of people like myself that like good music. So,
yeah.
I think if you were to book some gigs and um you guys can do very well, at least break even. I don't know if you make money, but at least break even
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I know.
because you have a following. It's a lot of people like prog rock
Yeah.
in this area, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Jazz
Okay. Well,
rock and
cool.
rock in general.
Well, yeah, we have to maybe you can hook up a promoter out there or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I will
It's
put
been
you
a
in
long
touch with
time.
some. Huh?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah, I mean DC, New York, Boston, and
Yeah.
something like that would good to see you guys here playing.
Some Sometimes it's not too hot or too cold.
Yeah. Well, during the winter, of the summer, right? I don't know,
Yeah.
May to October, the
Yeah,
best time,
exactly. Yeah,
right?
it's a
So
good time.
because you don't want to deal with snow and stuff like that. Some states are
No.
crazy. Yeah. And of course,
Yeah.
you just announced your long-awaited second solo album, So Many Words, set for release January the 22nd, which is a week from now or so.
Yeah.
And, and of course, you feature your brother Neal, Simon Phillips, Tony Levin, and of course, the member of Fox Beer. Um, so a lot of question there. You remember, so you say that that had been in the making for many years, and then what took you so long? And then eventually you say, hey, I need to release this stuff. I've been working on it on and off for 6 years. Good enough. Or okay, I will tweak it a
Yeah.
little bit, make it better to the point of decreasing return,
Yeah.
and then you say you put it there.
I don't know what took so long. I mean, it's actually been pretty close to done for a couple of years, but I don't know,
Right.
some one thing or another, it just didn't quite come together. And so, but we finally, and some of these tracks, I started messing with them many years ago. Just, old like little bits and that I kind of stuck together and
Yeah.
made into a whole thing. But, it finally just, okay, let's just get this thing done and get it out and, see what happens, I really wanted to get it out before this Spock's Beard tour. So, maybe I could
Yeah.
sell some on the tour and stuff like that.
Do you mix and master your own stuff as well, or?
Pretty much. I mean, I don't really master it, but I'm definitely deeply involved in the mixing of it. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't actually mix it myself, but I'm very much like hands-on about that needs to be a little bit louder now, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And there was,
pretty strong opinions about it,
I got you. How difficult was to get Simon Phillips and Tony Levin to play that album? Because those guys are very busy as well.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that was Simon was great. I mean, we went out to he lives near not too far from here. So we went out to near his place to the studio he works at most of the time.
Yeah.
And since we were able to come to him, he was that helped a lot. With Tony, I actually had hoped to get him on more stuff, but the way it worked out, he was just when we finally got the tracks to him, he was getting ready to go on tour with Peter Gabriel, so he only had time to record one track. But I was so happy to have him, participate in it because he's been one of my heroes forever,
And they're both, those are very good people, very decent people, very
Oh
friendly, easy to get along
yeah,
with. Not
yeah,
arrogant like other people. So
right, yeah, totally nice and just down to earth and yeah. What can I say? What a great thing it is to be able to work with people like that.
absolutely, of course. And you say, you sing lead vocal in most of the song, and you play a lot of instrument, like you say before, right?
Oh yeah, I play. I mean, most of the stuff that's on here, so other than drums, on a lot of
Yep.
songs, it's almost all the instruments I played. Um, but with some exceptions that are noted in the notes and stuff. But I played like I don't know, penny whistle and bass and cello, a lot of cello and all that. Because that's fun. That's part of the fun for me. I like playing all the different stuff.
Yeah.
Like all the different weird sounds.
I have listened to the album. I'm grateful that you sent it to me. Probably 7 or 8 times. The people that will be buying the album, 11 tracks, almost an hour, 59, 50, I think.
Mm.
And it's a very, very good album, man.
Oh,
I'm glad that
thanks.
you put it together, man.
Thanks. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, thanks.
yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing it, and I'm real proud of it. I'm glad you enjoyed it, man.
All right. Two of my favorite tracks are two in the middle. I think at the fourth and the fifth one is called "This Is Who We Are"
Oh,
and "Making Up My Heart,"
no,
which
yeah,
are
thanks.
slower than the other one, like the first two, but very very nice. It's very like for people that will listen to the album in a couple of weeks when it's out. there's something for everybody there. You know, if you
Yeah,
like
yeah,
prog
cool.
stuff, you like more the jazzy, the rock, or more the
Uh-huh.
slow stuff. The two tracks
Uh-huh.
that I mentioned, the 4/5, and then pick up to in track number 8 or 9. So it's very, very, very good album, man. Very, very good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. I was really happy with This Is Who We Are. I mean, my daughter sings lead with me on it and stuff.
Really? Oh wow, she's
Yeah.
talented.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's really talented, and both my kids are. And there's the one, oh gosh, Make Me Real Again, and I
Yeah.
co-wrote with my son, and he plays guitar and drums on it. And that's pretty out there. I mean, it's not really a prog song, but it's more just a kind of hard rock song. But I think it's cool. I like his drumming, and I don't know. It was fun to write it with my son.
Good for you. Are you planning to bring in physical copies as part of the merch for your upcoming tour? I imagine, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should hopefully better have them by then. But yeah, I should have physical copies available
Yeah.
for purchase
Yeah.
on the
And
tour.
because I definitely want to get one and signed by the band, hopefully. And I need to make arrangement with you to keep in my
Yeah,
collection here to listen to time.
yeah. It looks like you need some more CDs.
So I need as well. My wife complained all the time that
I
this
bet.
looks like a warehouse, but what can I do? I was born in a family that music was important. And man, good luck with the sales, Alan. It's
Oh,
a great
thanks.
album, and quite sure. I was seeing some comment in Facebook last night that a lot of people are, been waiting for that album for 20 years now. So you're the lead. It gotta be good, and it actually is very good. So a good album,
Yeah,
and quite
awesome.
sure you do very well, and you have your upcoming tour in a couple of weeks or so.
All right.
So, man, good for you. It was very nice talking to you, Alan, man, and good luck to you with the tour, with the album, and if there is anything else I can do to help you out promoting your album and all your music, it would be happy to do happy to do it, man.
Great. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for taking the time and appreciate it.
Sure, take it easy, man. Thank you very much.
Great
Appreciate it.
talking to
Take
you.
it easy.
Take care. Bye.
Bye. Yeah.